Do you need water? Water? Let me just enjoy the AC. The AC will keep me calm. I went to make photocopy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, DSS2. Sorry, welcome. All right, the last class, we learned about the changes in living things. When we talk about the changes in living things, we divided into two. Where we have, thank you, praise. Morning. Where we talk about changes in living things, we divided into two. Temporary and permanent. Remind me example of permanent changes in living things. Example. I went to make photocopy, sorry. Sheriff over, I went to make photocopy. I didn't know that they are changing the time. So that's why I ran in now. I just ran in. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the concern. Yeah. I went to make photocopy. I thought my class was 11 o'clock. So they just called me that it's 10 o'clock. So I started running that. So that's why. Thank you. Thank you for asking after me. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Yeah. Pulling down now. Okay. But examples of permanent changes in living things. Remind me the examples that we gave of permanent changes in living things. I just don't know. I just ran in now. I went to make photocopies. I thought that my period was 11 o'clock. So it's from there that they called me that it's 10 o'clock. But I started running in. Don't worry, I'll be fine in the next few minutes. The AC is on, so I'll be good. Thank you. Thank you, Omena. Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, guys, for the concern. Okay, example of permanent changes now and living things. Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Demola. Menopausal stage, yeah. Thank you, Sheriff, for menopausal stage is an example of a permanent change. After the menopausal stage, a woman cannot go back again to start seeing her period again because menopausal stage is a permanent stage. Bright, sir, I can't hear you. Wow. Okay, maybe you use your headphone. All right, but don't worry. Last gradually, you hear me better. Okay. Now we have talked. Sheriff of us mentioned menopausal stage. What? The last time I checked was over the weekend. I've not checked this week. So if it is there, I will check it and see it. Yeah, and I will make requests to over the weekend. Okay. Yeah. So far I've seen menopausal stage. Sperm production too is permanent. Yeah. Remember I told you that as soon as a man start producing sperm, it cannot go back again to say it stopped. No, it continues throughout life. As soon as a man starts producing sperm, it continues throughout life. Okay, good. All right. Gray hair. Sheriff, you are on fire today. Yeah. So when our aged parents start growing gray hair, even if they dye it, the gray hair will still resurface because it is an example of a permanent change. It cannot be reversed. It cannot be stopped. Okay. All right. Let's example of temporary changes now. Examples of temporary changes. Yeah, this is the topic for today. Changes in non-living things. That's the one for today. But I'm just trying to reverse the one we learned last time. Examples of temporary changes. Their body, what's happened to their body? Obesity, that's good, Sheriff. Over, fantastic boy. You are there. Obesity is temporary. Waiting for other examples of temporary changes. Sheriff over has led the way, opened the way. Yes, increase in height. Yeah, increase in height. Yeah, to some extent, but at old age is brief or shrinkage, of course, but at least I can still take it as being temporary. Yeah, yeah, it's temporary. Because people at old age, shrinkage, bedwetting in infant, thank you, Asan can say bedwetting in infant. A child does not bedwet forever. Nobody does. May God forbid that thing. But you do, Sheriff Robert. Pimples, okay, yeah. Yeah, appearance of pimples is temporary. Demola. Increase in growth of men. Menstruation, thank you, Demola. Ayomide Balogun. Say good morning. Good morning to you, Ayomide. Okay, now, today, let's now see, as we have changes in living things, we call it changes in non-living things. And let's see now, so this one we are learning about changes in non-living things. Changes in non-living things. Now, we can just pause chatting and let's go on. Let's pause chatting and let's go on. So changes in non-living things. Changes in non-living things. Okay. Now, with the party, for living things, we said that it is grouped into temporary and permanent. Should we write yes? Ima, we should write. So how we living non-living things? So that's what you want to see now. That's Sharif, okay. Sharif, that's what you want to learn now. Ima, should we write? Write, everybody. Okay. As I was saying, the changes in living things are divided into two: temporary. Ovena, are we submitting notes? Your notes will be submitted for marking when school resumes. It will be marked and graded. Okay. In living things, growth divided into two. Basically, we have the temporary, change, temporary change and permanent change. But changes in non-living things is equally classified into two. We have physical change and we have chemical change. Physical change and we have chemical change. Excuse me. Physical change is the one that can be somehow related to the temporary changes that we have in living things. Whereas chemical change is the one that's somewhat related to the permanent change that we have in living things. So in non-living things, we have physical change. In living things, we have temporary change. In non-living things, we have chemical change. In living things, we have permanent change. Let's see what and what make up the physical change and the chemical change now as we go on in this study. Can I move to the next slide, please? I'm waiting for a response, so let's move to the next slide, please. Yes. Is going beard a permanent change? It's permanent. Going of beard is permanent. Yeah, it's permanent. Okay. So I've seen yes, sir, yes, sir. So growing of beard is permanent. Bro, Sherif Oba. It's permanent. Okay. Physical change now. Just minimize your face there. Is having sperm permanent? It's permanent. It doesn't stop once someone starts producing sperm. Once someone attains the age of puberty and has started producing sperm, it doesn't stop. Production of sperm continues throughout life. So it's a permanent change. All right. Physical change is a change that alters some specific property of matter without any change in the molecular composition. It will alter some specific property, but without any change in the molecular composition. So it is temporary in nature. That's what I told you. So, you know, in living things, it is simply called temporary change. But in non-living things, it is physical change. So physical change is temporary in nature. Not resulting in formation of new product. No new product is formed at the end of that change. There is no change in the mass of the substance too. So it is the quantity that went in is the same quantity that will come out at the end of the process. Okay, no change in mass, no new product is formed. Example include ice and wax. If you put water in a cup or in a plastic and you keep it inside your freezer, that water will change. Excuse me, I saw a question here. Aisha Hassan, when do girls finish menstruation? When do girls finish? I want to interpret the question in two ways. Where maybe you mean the duration, maybe first, if that is what you mean, Aisha Hassan, average length is between 3 to 5 days. Okay, but if you mean when they will attain menopause, that will be average 50, 51, 52, and above. So I'm interpreting it in two ways for you. Aisha Hassan, if you mean the duration, maybe average of 3 to 5 days, that's the duration. But if you mean when the person is going to attain menopause, 51, 52, and above. Okay, thank you. All right, now if you put water inside a plastic container and you keep it in your freezer, the water will freeze and become ice. So this ice is not a new product per se, and the quantity of that water will not, because of that, increase or decrease. So if you now remove the water again from the freezer, if you remove the ice again from the freezer, you remove the container and put it in an open place. Gradually, this ice again will melt out and you will cover your water. So it is water that you started with, it is water that you get back to. Okay, so it is the same quantity of water that you started with that you still get back to, except if something else happened to it in the process. It's still the same thing. Okay. Sally Ibrahim say, good morning, sir. Why are you sweating? I think I've answered it, that I went out to make photocopies thinking that my class was 11 o'clock. So I was called that no, that it was 10 o'clock. So I ran in. Yeah, it's because I rushed down, so that's why. But I'll be fine, and I'm even getting better now. The AC is working full capacity in no time. I will try. Thank you again, Sally Ibrahim. Okay, then was, that's from candle. So if you burn candle, scroll, Alia, please scroll to the first slide. Wow, first slide. Okay, I come back. I don't take this one to be my first slide. Oh. Thank you, Avida Kupola. Thank you. Fantastic Pupi. Yeah. I was worried this morning. Okay. Aliyah. I suspect she just joined the class. Amina Abdullah. Ask who mommy. I suspected Aliyah just joined the class. Aliyah, did you just join the class? Okay, yes, I'm still on this one, Aliyah, so don't let us wait. Okay, all right. Then wax, candle. If you burn candle, you get wax. Poposki, worry is fine, but no like no problem. Just just take it like that. Okay, it will be better. It will be better. It will be better. Because this is okay. What if you burn candle, you get what? So and with this wax again, you can still convert it again back to candle. It's just the same to just put it wick again and you get it back. So no new product form, no change in match. So this is example of what the physical change. All right, slide 4. So what goes hole in the heart? Oh, not a topic for not a what is last number later and then you see, okay. All right, slide 4. So we're already at slide 4. All right, characteristics of physical change. First one, no new substances are formed during physical change. There's nothing new. Water is ice. Ice is water. Nothing new. Physical change can be generally reversed. So water will become ice. Ice will reverse back to water. Water will go back to ice. Ice will go back to water. So reversing. Is it true that when someone is going through obesity, he or she has to be pushed up by the muscles? Maybe. What cause stone in the stomach? Stone? Okay, maybe the person taking a swallow pebbles, or maybe eating fruit with stony seeds like guava. Please, can you go back to the previous slide? Shogbamu. Which slide precisely? We are on slide 4 now, Shogbamu. Okay, like kidney stone is not necessarily stone per se. It is just an outgrowth in the kidney. That's called kidney stone. It's fleshy though. It's just outgrowth. Yeah, so in the kidney tubulus, they now call it kidney stone. It's not necessarily stones of it. Okay. So what do worms in our stomach do? They feed on the food that we are eating. They share our food with us. They are parasitic. Okay. So yeah, I want to believe that like we have finished. Tubamu, you have finished this. Yeah. Okay. Someone requested that I go back to slide 3. I'm waiting for the person. So why do we not need to do? We do one because those worms they are sharing your food with you. So they are parasites. They are parasiting on you. So you need to eliminate them so that they don't share your food with you again. Okay, thank you. You said next now. All right. Say no new substances are formed. That's first one. Then the second one I was explaining before somebody asked me to go back is that the changes are reversible. They trip to the left, they come back to the right, to the left, to water, ice, water, ice, water, ice. Can do worse, can do worse. No change in the weight. No, there's no change in the weight. No change in the weight. It just remains there. Only a little heat is absorbed or given off during the physical change. Just small heat. Just small heat is enough to bring about physical change. You know, if you remove a plastic container that contains ice block from the freezer and you put it on the freezer, just that small heat of room temperature, it will start melting. If you still keep it there and you switch off the source of power supply, that small heat of increase in temperature because the coolant is no longer working will bring about change. So just a little heat is enough to bring about changes in physical changes. Right. Can I move on to the next slide? Thank you. Alina, another person? Oyade Abdulsalam, be careful. No. Burning is not a form of physical change. You say, sir, if you burn plastic, it can be recycled. So can you call burning plastic physical change? It's not permanent. Burning is example of permanent change. Okay. Or chemical change, yeah. Everyday example of physical changes. Everyday examples of physical changes. So, melting of ice, wax, or butter. Aha. I like that example. Say butter. Say butter. If you put it in an environment where the temperature is high, it will melt. But if you allow it to cool down after some time, it solidifies again. Okay. Oh, somebody says something here. Sir, how do trees reproduce oxygen? No, not that they reproduce oxygen. Trees don't reproduce oxygen. They expel oxygen. They send out oxygen. They respire oxygen. They respire oxygen. Yeah. They send it out. It's not that they reproduce it. They expel it. Yeah. It's they take in carbon dioxide and they send out oxygen. Okay. Then changing of water into steam by boiling. When you boil water, when it has reached the boiling point, the next thing is that it starts to begin to steam, to evaporate. You now begin to see the steam coming out. But as soon as the pot has a cover that is trapping the steam, if you then remove that cover or lid, turn it the other way and you look at it, you see that steam they are collecting inside the cover and the water. So changing of water into steam. Evaporation of water by heat of sun. This one is one of the ways by which water circulates in nature. So during a sunny day, sun evaporates water and trap it into the atmosphere where they condense again and come down again as rainfall. So evaporation of water. Maybe the one that you use to wash your clothes, the one that you use to bathe, the one that you use to bath, that wash your car, the one from rainfall, the one from surface of water bodies, from the seas, from ocean, they are evaporated and they come back as rainfall. Yeah. So isn't steam lighter than water? It is. It is. But when we collect it, it becomes water again. It's just steam for a short moment. Okay. No change in weight. Wait, but you said no change in weight. Yes, okay, we're still saying the same thing. Do you know that if look at this illustration, a pound, or maybe yeah, a pound of maybe iron or whatever, and feather. If you have maybe like a bowl where you keep feather and you have another bowl where you keep iron will definitely be heavier than feather. But if they are of the same weight, this is 1 kilogram of feather, this is 1 kilogram of iron, then they are of the same value. Okay, so it's just that steam lighter than water, but the whole water again collected will still be equal to the volume of the water that you put into that container that you are boiling. Okay, so it's just that particular one that you have collected at that particular time that is lighter than the other water in the container. But if you're able to do it for everything inside the container to escape to become steam, and you're able to trap the steam and you weigh it again when it has cooled down, it's still going to be the difference between the one you have trapped and the one you boil. The difference is going to be very minimal. So it is almost as if saying there is no weight lost at all. Yeah. So I want to put stuff so I can see. So I want their mass be different. It's going the difference is going to be minimal. The difference is going to be minimal because it's going to be almost negligible. I appreciate the fact that a small quantity might be lost, but the difference is still going to be minimal. Okay. Yeah. Can we move on now? You have taken the example of discussion. Can we move on? Okay, Radria still writing. So how do Dove shows a leader? Dove shows a leader. Wow, you ask Mr. Daramola or Mr. Abdulkarim that. I think I have yes now that we can move on. Okay. So yes, for me. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. The arrow is moving. Okay. Ah, don't pay me 100 times. Okay, look at it. Physical chain. A physical chain gives a substance a different form or state of matter. Yeah, it gives it a different form or state of matter. So ice, solid state, water, liquid, and when it becomes steam, it is gaseous. But they are still the same thing. A physical change does not destroy a substance or produce a new one. A physical change can often be reversed. Look at butter here, melting, but it is still butter. Salad dressing, separating, it's still the same salad dressing. Okay, so you can put this to you. Let's like still drink. Okay, give them an answer. I don't know which give them an answer. I did not see the question, so let me see. Right. Right, admin will remove you. Okay. Okay. So I want to believe you are done with this now. The second part. So let's take you back. Okay, the next one now is chemical changes. Chemical changes. Let me see your chart. Concentrate on your class, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, now chemical changes. This one is the type of change that alters the spectral property of a substance by bringing about a new change in its molecular composition. Alteration, changes. So permanent in nature. Yeah, physical, that one is temporary, but chemical is permanent, resulting in formation of new products which are having entirely different properties. Resulting in the formation of new products which are having entirely different properties. So we have example to include changes in your candle and changes in sugar. We get to see them how this occur now. Meanwhile, let me see your messages. Okay, somebody is saying that salad dress. Go ahead. Thank you, Evans. They add it's what they add to salad, not to make it strong. Thank you for helping me out there. Okay. First, we saw salad dress. We are not asking if salad dresses. Okay. I'm waiting for you to put this one down. Okay. Okay. I cannot see the I cannot see. Can you see the slides now? All right, let's wait and see. I just want to know now. Okay, thank you, Dinola. Okay, then the next one here, characteristics of chemical changes. When a chemical change occurs, new substances which with entirely new properties are formed. Chemical changes cannot be easily reversed. There is usually a change in weight during chemical reaction. And number 4, lot of heat is usually given off or absorbed during a chemical change. So, excuse me, remember. Okay, that's where we're supposed to go. You can see that the characteristics are like opposites to the physical changes. I have 6 messages waiting for me. Hold on. Let me place it there. No, slides, 3 slides. Let's go. Next slide. Okay, are we done with slide number 8? Yes, no, okay. No, Party Akiola, no. Example of chemical change, striking a matchstick. Yeah. So yes, we get there. Yeah, we get there. Slide 5. Who is asking for slide 5? Sally. Sally, slide 5. This slide 5. Should Abdul Malik, be careful. Saleh Ibrahim, are you done with slide 5 now? Saleh, are you done with slide 5? So we can move on. Okay, Moshood of Malik, you are having trouble hearing me. Okay, sorry. Okay. 6, 7, 9. Okay, 7. This 7. Let's go in that order. This 7. Then I will get to 8. As I can I will get to 8 shortly. This 7. Fawaz, hold on. I will get to 8. Someone wants 7. Okay, I move to 8 now. 8. Yes, can I move to slide 9? All right, so I'm ready for slide 9. Wow, fast like that this time. All right, see the images. some of why is it pushing it up and down like this? Can we minimize this chart now? Iron rusting, burning wool. So somebody says striking a match that time. Yeah. Metabolism, cooking an egg, baking a cake, electroplating, rotting banana, vinegar and baking soda mixture, causing eruption there, firework and chemical battery. See different examples of chemical changes there. Okay, let me read your messages. They are trickling in. Be careful with all this nonsense. Jamel Oderino. Okay, that's what it's talking about. Metabolism, electroplating, yeah. Metabolism, the totality of the activities going on in the body is what is called metabolism. Electroplating, for the left, we can just see that the process of trying to use a substance to cover up metals to prevent it from rusting. Okay, something just that for that. All right, so here is the notes. Now that one is just the image to show you. Here, cooking of food, lighting of a matchstick by striking match head with the side of a matchbox, decaying of old pieces of wood, rusting of iron, burning of wood, coal, kerosene, oil, petrol, liquefied gas. All these are examples of chemical reactions. They cannot be reversed. They cannot be reversed. Okay, we stop here. My producer is here and is about to stop the class now so that we can move to the next class. So we stop here. So good morning. See you next class.